Hello, I'm Greg Harrison with USDA Market News Service here in St. Joe, Missouri with your National Feeder Cattle Summary this week. Looking at yearling cattle, traded pretty much steady to $3 higher, with steer and heifer calves trading mostly steady. Instances $5 higher where they were tested throughout the Midwest. In the Southeast markets, calves traded very uneven. We'll call the market unevenly steady there. Feeder cattle continue to hold up remarkably well despite looking at some bearish factors from last week. At the end of last week, last Friday, we saw fed cattle prices trade mostly $3 lower in Nebraska, with live prices ranging from $152 to $153. Also, going back last Friday, feeder cattle futures broke hard lower, and it just kind of looked like to start this week, if there was going to be a lower week, it probably would have been this week. But our market's pretty held up very well. Oklahoma City on Monday and Joplin Regional Stockyards pretty much all called their cattle higher. If there was some weakness, it was on some 600 and 700 pound steers. But for the most part this week, most markets all reporting yearlings and calves all on the higher side, steady to firm and to higher. But it's been a good week on the demand. Remains very good on these feeder cattle and yearlings at this time. Box beef prices and values strengthened this week. You've got the 4th of July coming right around the corner. Beef demand going forward after the 4th can maybe be a little, have some concern or caution there as how beef values will hold up in the long term as hot weather sets in. You go with the rest of July and August, a lot of times has a tendency to be a little lackluster on the beef demand side there, but packers continue to keep their slaughter levels small, which helps stabilize the cutout values and increase their margins. And cutout values, if you go back a month ago, on May 19th, choice closed at $265.59, and going here on Thursday, at the end of Thursday, choice was at $250.83. So it got back this week above the 250 level. At the end of last week, choice closed last Friday at $245.72. So it's got about a $5 gain going to the close of this Thursday. So anyway, looking at box beef values, hopefully they bottomed out, and then we'll see some stable prices there and get back into the 250 regions. But looking at some Tropical Storm Bill is adding much unwanted rain to already saturated fields from East Texas up through the Ohio River Valley. Corn is likely looking at some acres and some production that will be lost. That has supported corn prices this week. Monday's progress report showed corn at 91% emerged and 73% rated good to excellent. Both very good numbers, but just have to see how much more rain we get with Tropical Storm Bills that comes up here through this weekend. Looking at soybeans, roughly around 11 million acres are really left to be planted, and 7 million of those acres, right at near close 7 million acres of that being in states where it's very wet. So anyway, this is your markets for this week. Thanks for listening. Be back with you next week.